Hello everyone, welcome back to Japan's Angry Channel. I'm Upri, and today we are going to be taking a look at the daily domestic chart for September 4th. Starting off, we got the Equalizer 3 still in first place, and it is still miles ahead of the number 2 spot, reached 40 million. Also, I'm sorry that I did not cover up for the last couple days. And then we go downward, and Blue Beetle is almost at $60 million. Gran Turismo reached $30 million. And when we go down here, we get to see that the Meg 2 almost reached $80 million. TMN2 is on the way to pass the Flash, and we go down to number 8, and we're getting over into the random movies that aren't really gaining that much anymore. Like, Elemental just recently gained a lot of theaters. As you can see, it got 2,160 theaters. However, last week it had like less than 1,000, and it is doing really well. Meanwhile, Mission Impossible just reached 170 million. And we go down here, I'm pretty sure The Good Mother is a new film that came out, 4 days ago. Oh yeah, and Bottoms 2 also came out. We go down here, and these are basically just films that we probably won't see in a month or so. Like, The Last Voyage of the Dementor is currently only getting $20,000, even though it came out less than a month ago. And it is doing like worse than movies that came out over 100 days ago. So let's go over to the domestic area. There are obviously some changes, as it was a weekend, and in weekends a lot of things change. Also, just so you know, I don't know what happened to Retribution. It's just I don't think that there's data coming in, because the last couple of days haven't had Retribution data for the numbers. So first of all, we get to see here that Little Mermaid is actually getting quite close to reaching 30 million. Do I think it will reach it? I do not think that it will reach the $300 million mark, unfortunately, for Disney. Meanwhile, Mission Impossible is less than 4 million away from Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Do I think that this will happen? It depends. Like, $4 million is a little bit of a stretch. However, I do think that if it does go well, it might. Same thing with John Wick 4 and Sound of Freedom. There is almost a $5 million difference. However, I am not sure if this will happen as because there's a $5 million difference. However, it may, as Sound of Freedom was really popular during National Theater Day. We go down here, and TMN2 might pass Scream 6 and reach the number 16th spot. And Elemental is actually getting quite close to reaching Creed 3. Then we go down to the top 20, and Meg 2, $3 million away from Insidious the Red Door. It gained a lot during the weekend. We go down here, and Haunted Mansion is finally off of the top 26. It is now at number 24. However, I do not think that is going to change, as it will take a long time for Haunted Mansion to finally pass Evil Dead Rise, and there are two movies that are getting really close to reaching number 25 and number 24. The first one being Blue Beetle, which is already at $58 million and is still gaining $1 million a day. However, it probably won't for Tuesday, which is when I'm recording this, because it is a weekday and people don't usually go to the movies on a weekday unless it's a holiday. Then we go down here, and the Equalizer 3 is at number 34. And I still believe that it will reach the 50 million. And if it will reach the $50 million, I don't think that will happen. I do think that it will reach number 32, though. I think it will be in between New Hard Feelings and Talk to Me. I think that then it will reach $50 million. Because it's only gained $7 million. So I don't really think that it's going to increase since it is now a weekday. Gran Turismo, at number 40. I'm not sure how long it is going to take to reach number 37. I think that it might take 2 to 3 days. Then we go down here. Yeah, Strays is going to climb to number 30 to to number 42. I don't know how long that will take since I'm not paying particular attention to that movie. Then we go all the way down to The Hill, which is at $5 million. The Hill, I think, will make $100,000 on Tuesday. But I'm not like a professional, so just you don't really have to believe me. I do think that this will happen though. And The Hill is above Retribution. However, due to the fact that Retribution, I don't think it got any weekend data. I think Retribution is higher than The Hill. I think that it's at like 6 million, but I don't really know. And then we got Bottoms at number 77, doing quite good for like the weekend, but like now it's a weekday, it's going to slow down a lot. Yeah, Theater Camp, yeah, it will probably reach number 81 tomorrow. And then Golda, which has been really, really slow, probably due to the 800 theaters, because like that's not really that much theaters. It might reach number 87 tomorrow. However, again, weekday, and Jules is back in the top 100. I thought that its runtime ended. That's cool. It's back in the top 100. Well, for now, I think that's basically the last time we're going to see it in the top 100, as there is a 200,000 gap between Jules and however I pronounce this. Yeah, I just don't think that's going to happen, especially since we're already on Tuesday, and when we look at the release schedule, it turns out that there are 2 new movies that are going to come out soon, and both of them are really, really anticipated, especially the first one, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3, is highly anticipated. And The Nun 2, a sequel to a horror film, horror is doing really, really good for 2023. I do think that it will do good. However, I don't really know what the audience is really like, and I don't really know how The Nun really works since I haven't seen the movies. I haven't seen either movies. So yeah, and tomorrow we get another Untitled Anime Festival, and on the 7th we get another indie film from called, I think it's pronounced Jawan. And then of course we get a massive release because Friday is when everything gets released. And then of course on the 10th we get a special engagement for Stephen King's Christine. Now we go to the worldwide section, which is something that I take a look at every week. No changes in... Oh wait, no, there was a change. Oppenheimer just reached the top 3. It's at 853 million, which is massive, especially for an R-rated film. I'm pretty sure it is the second highest grossing R-rated film in cinema history. Only behind Joker, which is like which is $150 million above Oppenheimer. Then we go down, we can see that Mission Impossible is about to pass The Little Mermaid. Next week, that will probably happen we go down here, I'm not really sure what's going on. All I know is that the Meg 2, really popular in China specifically, has just reached and passed Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. No new changes, nothing fell out in the top 25, although the Equalizer 3 and Gran Turismo are really getting popular. So we go down here, yeah, there's Blue Beetle, Gran Turismo's at number 47, and it is gaining a lot of money, especially since it is really popular in Europe. And going down, Equalizer 3 is at number 51. It is doing really well in the United States, however, and worldwide, it is still doing pretty good. And yeah, that's basically about it. There's really nothing else that I need to talk about. This is just the rest of like the dailies.